Hello viewers, this is Christabel Diana from Trinity Software. In this video we shall see about Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm with an example and usage of Diffie-Hellman key exchange in real life. Let me start with what is key exchange. It comes under key management. In cryptography we have this concept called key management. As the name says, it's obviously about managing the keys, cryptographic keys in a crypto system. So what does it include? It includes key generation, how we are going to generate the key, protection, key exchange, storage and key replacement, and many more features related with key. So in this video we are going to concentrate on key exchange. Why we have to exchange the keys among two users in cryptography. We'll see that with Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm. So what happens here in Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm? As usual, we have two users, Alice and Bob, and some global elements which are publicly available to anyone in the unsecured channel. So we have a prime number P and one more parameter called G, which is the generator of P, and it is actually a calculated primitive root of prime number P. So you can, in the description, I have given the link to find out the primitive root of a prime number P easily. You can watch that. So these are the public elements which are known to anyone. Now this Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm is an asymmetric cryptographic system. It means any user will have two keys, a private key and a public key. So Alice and Bob will generate their own private key first. So they will be selecting the private key. Alice will have the private key XA and Bob will have the private key XB. Both numbers should be chosen by themselves and it should be kept secret. The only condition is it must be less than the prime number. Then the public key should be calculated. It is calculated by Alice using this formula. So YA is the public key, G is the primitive root which you have obtained, G power XA. XA is the private key. Mod P, modular exponentiation takes place and we get the public key. Similarly, Bob also calculates his own public key. After calculating the public keys, they both share their public keys with each other. Alice and Bob share their public keys with each other. So Alice's public key is YA, which is represented in violet color, and Bob's private key is represented in yellow color. Just for simple color representation I have used this. So when you combine yellow and purple, we get this brown color key. So YA, that is public key of Alice, raised to the power of XB mod P. We get the shared secret key. Similarly, Bob will share his public key to Alice and Alice will generate the shared secret key. In this case, both the keys, even though they involve different operations, they will get the same key. So using this shared key, after exchanging the public keys, they will generate this key, and using this shared key, they can perform any symmetric encryption later. For example, using this key, they can use AES algorithm to encrypt the message and to decrypt the ciphertext. So this is how Diffie-Hellman key exchange used. So Diffie-Hellman key exchange is itself an asymmetric key cryptographic algorithm, but it is not used for the purpose of encryption, but is used only for the purpose of key exchange. So now we can see this with a simple example. I am choosing a very small prime number 61 and the primitive root is calculated. 61 primitive root is 6. So now Alice and Bob, they will do their own calculations now. Alice will select a private key, say 50. It should be less than the prime number 61. That's it. Bob selects a private key, XB is 39. Now calculating the public key, G power XA mod P. It will be 6 power 50 mod 61. You get 14 as the answer. You can calculate this using the your simple scientific calculator. And then similarly, public key for Bob is calculated and we get 53. Now both will share or exchange their public keys and then calculate the shared secret key. Using this formula, YB power XA mod P, we get 60 as the answer. Now Bob also will calculate and he will also get the same 60 as the answer. So for any prime number P, if you apply this Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm, you will get the same value, same shared secret key K for both the users. Now we will see about the strength of the Diffie-Hellman key algorithm. How strong is this Diffie-Hellman algorithm, based on what property? So if we take the calculation of public key, here y is the public key and x is the private key. For example, let's take Alice. X is the private key of Alice, y is the public key. It is calculated, and G, we know G is the generator and P is the prime number. So given these three parameters, prime number P, generator G and X, it is easy to calculate Y. It's a simple modular exponentiation function. So as I have mentioned, this is the public key calculated by Alice. But the reverse process is really very hard. So what will be the reverse process? By knowing the public key, to find out the private key, to find out the value of X is very difficult, especially for large prime numbers. This problem is called as discrete logarithm problem. It is very difficult to solve it, even if you can call it as computationally infeasible. It will take thousands of years to find out this exponent, to check all the possibilities. So in order to secure this Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm, the prime number should be at least 2048 bits long, so that you can ensure the security. So this is a standard fixer now. It should be at least 2048 bits long. Okay. So now let's see, where do we use Diffie-Hellman key exchange in real life? Some people say it is outdated because it concentrates only on key exchange. We cannot perform encryption, decryption. But still we use Diffie-Hellman key exchange in security protocols such as transport layer security, IP security, Secure Shell, PGP. Where are all these security protocols used, and how our data is secure based on these protocols? For example, when you are connecting to a website from your computer or from your laptop, the security is ensured using this security protocols, and then you can remotely access some other computer with this protocol. In all these protocols, Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm is used, and PGP is pretty good privacy. This is especially for email encryption. You can encrypt and decrypt and even sign the emails. For all this purpose also, Diffie-Hellman key exchange is used along with PGP. So this is how Diffie-Hellman key exchange is used in real life. And one more thing, Diffie-Hellman key exchange can be combined with some other authentication algorithms, because Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm's drawback is that it lacks authentication. Okay, that's why it can be combined with RSA or digital signatures. So how we can say that it lacks authentication? In the previous example, if you take Alice and Bob, Alice could not prove her identity to Bob. She will just send her public key to Bob, and Bob, in a similar way, Bob also sent his private key to Alice. But they cannot prove their identity, that I am sending this public key to you. So this lack of authentication can be covered by using other public key algorithms. In this way, we can make this Diffie-Hellman key exchange an efficient one. This is about Diffie-Hellman key exchange algorithm. So if you like this video, kindly subscribe and share. Thanks for watching.